So the next typical thing you should do is df.info, again, open brackets, close brackets.
And the open brackets, close brackets, what's that say? Is that just how you invoke a method?
Yes, but very good question. So if we go back to cell 10, the whole point of methods is you can send, what are they called? Like parameters, like you can call them variables, parameters, okay, right? So instead of having 5, it gives you 5 automatically or by default. But if you put in the number 10 and do shift enter.
Nice.
Right? So every method you can give it extra parameters to customize the functionality.
Yeah.
So say you can put it into the method invocation. INVOCA. Great, fine. Now go for it. df.info. All right, so now it's telling you, okay, 499 entries, 15 columns. So the type of the different columns, integer types, and a little bit annoyingly, Python calls things objects when they're strings. So all those are strings, just text, right? And it's automatically recognized what the different types are. So we don't really need to fix anything. So let's leave that and go on to the next thing.
Why is ASC a string? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And mode must be a object. Yep. Nice.
Okay, great. So now we're going to do data quality analysis. Okay, I can't believe it's already 6:50. So there are 6 dimensions of data quality. All right. I think I showed you this before, but you should just click on this link, and then I will. Then you don't really have to read it, but maybe just save it somewhere. Link is in the chat.
Yeah.
So the dimension. So just look at it. So there's accuracy. What is it? Accuracy, completeness, uniqueness. Then number 4 is consistency. Number 5 is timeliness. Number 6 is validity. And I would say number 0 is relevance. So let's go back to Jupyter Lab. We'll start with relevance, right? So I'm going to say we don't care about anything except London Underground.
Yeah.
So we're going to filter out everything that is not. Oh, no, let's just filter out everything that's not London Underground. So I am actually going to just give you the command in the chat. You can type it in, and then, well, you can try and read that line and see if that makes sense to you.
Oh, I guess LU is London Underground.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so mode. So that's why it says mode. So something about mode has to be LU.
Exactly.
And something about it coming from the data frame.
Yep.
So my guess would be, I get it. I obviously don't know how to write it, but I understand what it's trying to say. I guess one question would be, why is there 2 DFs? My assumption is you're saying, I'm calling a data frame. It's the DF data frame. Look for mode. Make sure it says LU.
Yep, exactly. There's an extra apostrophe there, so get rid of that. And then just run that. Run it. Okay, so it's got down to 270 rows. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what you've done is just show. You've already shown it. Okay. Well, since this is what we want to work with, we should assign it to a variable.
Why is it 2 equal signs?
Because this is going to be answered in your answer to my question. So what we're seeing, if we want to assign it to a variable, what do we do?
The variable name equals.
Exactly.
So an equals is assigning.
And normal equals is assigning. And this double equals is an equality operator. It's just checking that both sides are equal. To be honest, let's stick with that.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so what you can do is just do that. Let's assign it.
Assign what?
So let's assign that
This.
to,
So,
so you can just use df again.
Okay, so I'm just replacing the original data
exactly
set.
Yeah, but in other cases you might want to give it a different name, just bearing in mind that every variable will be starting to use up memory, right?
Isn't it such little memory? It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, in this case, it's such little memory, doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Now, okay, so I'm going to say that's our relevance done. So now let's do, what are we doing next? Number one, accuracy. So just put a comment to say we're going to check for accuracy now. So the first thing what we just did was relevance, okay? So we just took the relevant part. In fact, at this point, if you wanted, you could even get rid of any unnecessary columns, but let's keep them in just because there aren't that many columns. Sometimes in these massive data sets, you have 100 columns, in which case, before you even start checking for other things, you just get rid of everything that you're not interested in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't listening. I was making notes. I was making notes.
That's all right. So what I'm saying is what we've just done is checked for relevance.
Yep. So we made, that makes sense. Yeah, we just got the most relevant things there.
Yeah, I'm saying that you could get rid of more, right?
Yeah. We could like get rid of the ASC maybe. Or,
exactly.
Yeah.
And but we're just, I mean, the only reason I'm not is because it's not a very large data set in terms of number of columns or in terms of rows.
And I guess you could have all, as you did before, we could have just done this in Excel. We just got rid of that column in Excel.
Well,
or we could have looked for just LU in Excel.
Yeah, we could, but the problem then is that suppose we change our mind later, we'd have to go back, we'd have to go back into Excel, and whereas here it would be very easy to switch from looking at underground to trams, for example, by just changing the line of 15. Yeah.
But oh, and it goes in order. So does it run it from the beginning to the end every time?
Very good question. So you're right. It wouldn't work. You would have to run it from the beginning to end. But that's very easy. I think it's just
and that wouldn't have been the case had we saved in a different variable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's save as a different variable. Oh, it's too late now, isn't it? It's gone.
No, you can do it. Just do it. Oh no, you're right. We might as well just start from the beginning.
I can just do dflu.
Yeah. So usually I would put an underscore. Just you might as well learn some
df underscore like that.
Yeah, standard conventions. Yeah.
And hopefully that still works. That still works.
Yeah.
But then df would still be that. So then if I run this again.
Yep.
Now it should be work. So if I do df, it should show everything. Yeah.
Nice.
And then df underscore. I
like it.
Yeah, fun.
All right. We're gonna just put a comment, Vivek.
Can I just say, I'm not sure. I don't know what the level of your students are. This might just not be relevant to them because there's like bits I'm skipping because like little bits I kind of understand, and it might be if you were completely new. I assume it's a bit harder.
Oh no. I think we're doing much slower than I expected, which is good though. It's good, but that's because but I'm sure that's because we're doing both Python and data analysis together.
But it's fun though. This is the first time it's really fun.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Because I feel like you're playing around and like it's making sense, whereas like, I don't care about Turtle.
Okay,
but,
cool.
I'm getting to
All right, so we've done relevance. We're just going to say accuracy. So can you just make a comment? Put it in the notebook. So yeah, and just put 1 because we're going to do 6 dimensions. 1 accuracy. So we are going to, I think we're just going to assume it's accurate because of the source it's come from, which is the TFL gov.uk website. So we're going to do directly into number 2. Shift enter. Number 2 is going to be completeness. And typically this is just checking for any missing values. So you can just type in this into the chat. In the chat, you can just copy that.
Okay, it's looking for anything that's null
Exactly. So
or empty. Empty, is that what null is?
yeah, null, like not number, yeah, empty. So this currently isn't that useful because there's so many rows and columns. So after the is null bracket, do dot sum bracket. So you're chaining two methods together. Instead of what you just wrote, put this into that line 26 cell.
Yeah, is null. Sum. It's telling me the sum of everything, the kind of the total number of things that are empty.
Yes, so it's only going to count true. Okay, cool. So you see that there's two columns where
you expect, so this is invoking the methods to check if there is any null values, giving me a sum total. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's a total for each column. So it tells you that there are two rows where there's null coverage and null source. So we basically just want to have a quick look at what those two rows are. And the way I'm recommending you do it is we just need an extra command at the end there. Or what rows they are, rather. Okay, now you can change that to this. So
am I doing this in order on purpose?
No, not really. I just want, because otherwise it just looks like a big complicated mess.
Oh, okay.
Because this makes sense, right?
Let me see. So from the df variable, we're checking if anything is null. And no, I don't understand the access one.
So the point is that if there are any null values in so axis equals 0 is a row, axis equals 1 is a column, right? So if there are any null values in the columns,
yeah,
then you want to show you want display true.
Okay.
And then, but you put it all in those square brackets because you don't want to just display true. You want to show the actual entries in the original data frame. So press shift enter. There we go. So we've just filtered df to show those rows for which there are any columns with null values.
Filter df to show just the rows with any columns. So df is null, yeah. So show any, axis is 1, and show any with a column, because axis 1 is column.
Yep. Yep, that's right. Yep.
I kind of get it. This is where it's starting to get more tricky, yeah.
But don't worry, I mean, after a while, I get very familiar with this part. So now we just want to get rid of those because it's clear that there's nothing, we're not learning anything there.
Okay.
In those columns, in those rows, sorry. So we're just going to drop those rows.
Okay.
So that's that command. So NA just means not a number. So I just want you to double check something now, right? Can you just copy and paste what's in cell 27 into the next cell? We just want to double check that those have disappeared now. Yep. Okay. It's always good to double check that the code has done what you're expecting it to do.
What's this code saying?
Get rid of the null values. So NA stands for not a number. So 0. Actually, I think it's, yeah, no, let's change that. Get rid of values that are not a number.
Get rid of.
So you see coverage, it says NaN, not a number.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We're just getting rid of.
Does that get rid of the entire row?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could have. Say again?
Does it get rid of the entire row or just?
It does.
Okay.
And because we actually looked at it, we could have just told it to get rid of row number 102 and row number 438.
Yeah. Is that where you put it in here?
I don't know. I think you have to do drop instead of drop NA, you just say drop, and then you tell it which rows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of terminology, this is a row, this is a column.
Sorry again.
This-
Yep, that's right.
In terms of the terminology, so 102 is a row,
Exactly.
and each of these are columns.
Yep.
Is this a cell?
That's a cell. Yeah, exactly.
But you also call whole lines cell.
Yeah, that's true. It's a cell in the notebook.
Okay. Okay.
Also, Vivek, 102 and 438 are the indices of a column. Each column has an index associated with it.
That makes sense. Yeah.